Stakeholders from across Nigeria say they have concluded work on the policy document for the National Livestock Transformation Program, NLTP. The stakeholders, who spoke to News Agency of Nigeria at an event organized by Department of Animal Husbandry Services, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, said it aims to validate the draft National Animal Breeding Policy document and prepare a National Strategy and Action Plan, NSAP, for animal genetic resources.
For the breeding policy, it has been validated. For the strategy and action plan is undergoing the second review now, which means only one review before the validation. And the moment that one is done, then it can pass. The ministry can take it up from there and take it to the Federal Executive Council. So they're moving on this national assignment of getting a national animal breeding policy for the country. And what does that mean? It means that now we want to have a framework within which breeding activities for all the livestock in the country should be carried out. So it's going to put a stop to indiscriminate breeding, and at the same time the genetic pollution and dilution that we have in the country, we want to put a stop to it. So that is also why when you look at our animals, maybe just 10 or 15 years ago, the size of a goat is not the same size that you have today. A lot of heterosis and hybrid figure is being lost, and not to talk about what we now start importing the semen or different genetics from other countries to Nigeria, so that we can support the dream of government in transforming that sector. And we agree that it's going to be a cash cow and it can be an earner of forex, but the needful has to be done. So the technical aspect of it is what is being done now, and when it's being submitted to government through Federal Ministry of Agriculture, we expected the Federal Executive Council to reset it, and if there are laws and regulations that will assist the country to curb the uncontrollable genetic erosion that is going on, then we can actually draft them out of this policy and action plan.
Mr. Abdurrahim Yahaya said the breeding policy would help unlock the huge potentials inherent in indigenous animals.
We are here to validate animal breeding policy, as well as look critically at the National Strategy and Action Plan for Animal Genetic Resources. The INSAP National Strategy and Action Plan for Animal Genetic Resources is to tell us how we can characterize our animal, our breeds, how we can conserve them, how we can make use of the genetic resources inherent in them, for the benefit of the country. The policy has undergone several reviews, so we are validating now for submission to Federal Executive Council for approval, and then it become a policy that can regulate the industry.
For her part, Adenike Bolatito said conclusion of work on the two documents would propel domestication of global plan on livestock and enable Nigeria to become a major global player.
Management of animal genetic resources actually require that you conserve animal genetic resources that we have in the country, that you characterize, you document for inventory, and you actually use that information for monitoring the status and trend at which that animal is going. Then the third one is sustainable use and development, global capacity building and policy. Researchers in the universities, we have been working on all this, but there is no adequate funding for this, because the global plan has not been domesticated. But it is an effort for the global plan action to be domesticated so that it can actually receive adequate funding from federal government of Nigeria. Then likewise for coordination, because we realize today that a lot of work has been done on conservation, on characterization, but they are not documented. They are all scattered in the publication. So the animal breeding policy is in place, the strategy and the action plan, they are all in place. And though the work is long overdue, but we still thank God that the meeting for validation and review of the other document is coming up at this time.